Hi there, this is Talia the dietitian, and today I'm answering a question about what to do when it comes to dips, and if you have a child that is eating just the dip by itself repeatedly. And so that's a really good question, because when I talk about my method, I do talk about not having restriction and scarcity. This is perhaps one of the times where there's an exception, but I'm going to explain to you how we get to the point where you would restrict it, because I definitely wouldn't be starting there. So in this video, I'm going to give you a guide. It's a 5-step guide to help you from when you start to give the dip to what you do in the middle and then what happens at the end, so that you can feel confident next time you are giving a dip or a sauce that is there only for dipping and you don't want them just eating it by itself. All right, so the first thing, step 1, is to start small. Give them a small amount on their plate, and when you're giving it to them, or you can show it to them, this is ketchup or tomato sauce or whatever you call it in your country, or whatever dip it is, you say, as you know, while you're giving it to them or taking it out of the fridge, you say, this is for dipping. You put a little bit on their plate, don't give them a huge amount to start with, and you can show them, you can say, you know, I like to dip my, if you've got, let's say you've made some homemade potato chips, or something like that, like cut from potato, whatever it is, you know, put some on your plate and show them, or you can point to it on their plate, depending how old they are, of course. I usually use it for this, but if they're willing to dip something else in there, that's okay too. I know it may seem a bit odd to dip, I'm trying to think of an example, a piece of strawberry into ketchup. That's, if they are eating it that way and they seem to be enjoying it, okay, it's not the way you would eat it, but doesn't make a difference. They are dipping it, and that's really fine. So that's the first thing, is to start small and, you know, show them what you would normally dip in there and demo. I'm dipping it and then I'm eating it, and then move on. So, and then we get to step number 2, which is if they're eating it by itself and you see them doing that, remind them, hey, that, you know, that dip, the ketchup or whatever it is, that's really for dipping your whatever you have on their plate that they're going to dip it in. You know, please use it for dipping and not eating it by itself. So that's the second thing. Then the third, you know, step 3 is, if usually after that you might see them intermittently eating some of it by itself and then also dipping it. That's progress. That's learning, and that's progress. And it's showing that they are trying to do what you've asked them to do. So I would be okay with that for sure, because you're seeing them dipping it. And it is progress. I have an 18-month-old who sometimes goes with her hands for the tomato sauce or the ketchup. But then, you know, once I've reminded her, she will intermittently, as she's learning this, take a handful and then remember that she has something else to dip and dip it in. So that's progress, that's learning. I'm okay with that. That's fine. And then we have step number 4, which is when you're giving them more, if you've noticed that they are mostly eating it by itself and they're asking for more, when you do give them more, remind them that it's for dipping. So I've seen my daughter, and she's mostly getting handfuls of it, and she's dipped once. When I give her more, I'll say, yes, I'm going to give you some more. Please remember it's for dipping. And just do it kindly and not in a threatening way, just in a positive way. It's for dipping your whatever in there. Or I saw that you were dipping your whatever in there, and it, you know, great. That's really good. And then step 5, the last step, is if they're truly only eating the sauce or the dip by itself, even after you've gone through the other 4 steps here, when you go to refill it that last time, and you know, like, it's going to be your last time because you've reminded them and you've followed the other steps, what I would recommend doing is kindly telling them, let's try this one more time. Give them a small amount and say, remember, it's for dipping. If you're only eating this without dipping, I'm going to have to put it away, and we're not going to have any more of it. And by doing that, you've given them a warning, but you're still giving them a chance to redeem themselves, and to remember to dip. And if you see that they're only eating it by itself, I would put it away and be confident that that's what you're doing, because that's what you've told them you're doing, and they're not going to have more of it because they haven't been able to follow the directions. And that may vary a little bit based on age. So, you know, I might give my daughter, the baby, you know, under 18 months old, one additional chance where I give her the dip and I say, remember it's for dipping. And then if she still only eats it, the next time I'll say, okay, look, we're going to try it one more time. If you're only eating the dip by itself, I am going to put it away and there won't be any more. And I would follow through with that. If you've got an older child, 2 or more, or even, 20 months, really depending on how your child is with, understanding, but they do understand pretty well. I would be pretty firm with, let's try this one more time. Please remember to dip. If I see you eating it by itself, I'm going to have to put it away and I can't give you more. And then be really firm on that. And they will learn. But remember, you haven't, the process of these 5 steps is that you're not starting out with restricting them. You're not starting out with a threat. You're kind of going on a journey with them together, giving them plenty of opportunities to modify their behavior, remind them what it's for, and then in the end, kindly letting them know, we'll try one more time, and then I'll have to put it away, and then follow through with it. So I really hope you found that guide helpful. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it and how it's worked out for you. And if you've learned something from today, please subscribe to my channel and turn your notifications on so you don't miss a future video. Thanks for watching. This is Talia, the dietitian. Bye-bye. I really hope you enjoyed that video. Here are a couple more, and remember, I'm going to be posting a new video every week, so subscribe so you don't miss them.